Hey everyone, my name's Jono, and this is my itty bitty baby banjo. And we're going to do some sing along songs. I'm going to tell some stories. Hopefully, have a really nice time. Let's start with a song called Should Be Coming Round the Mountain. Now, this is a song about a lady who's coming around a mountain to see us all, and everyone is so excited to see her because she's so awesome. And the song is just about how excited we are to see her. So we have to shout some things because we're so excited. So when I say she'll be coming around the mountain, we all have to go, yee-haw! So I say, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, and we'll go, yee-haw! Can everyone do that practice now? Yee-haw! Great. Here we go. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yee-haw! She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yee-haw! She'll be coming around that mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yee-haw! Now the next verse I'm going to say, she'll be driving 6 white horses. And then everyone goes, whoa, back. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. Whoa, back. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. Whoa, back. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. Whoa, back. Yee-haw! The next one, I'm going to say we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. And you're all going to say, hey, hi. Yes, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. Hey, hi. Yes, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. Hey, hi. Yes, we'll all go out to meet her. We'll all go out to meet her. Yes, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. Hey, hi. Whoa, back. Yee-haw! The next one, I'm going to say we'll all eat purple pizza when she comes. And you can all go, ew, gross. Yes, we'll all eat purple pizza when she comes. Ew, gross. Yes, we'll all eat purple pizza when she comes. Ew, gross. We'll all eat purple pizza. Yes, we'll all eat purple pizza. Yes, we'll all eat purple pizza when she comes. Ew, gross. Hey, hi, whoa, back. Yee-haw! The next one I'm going to say we'll all get into PJs when she comes. And you go, cozy. Yes, we'll all get into PJs when she comes. Cozy. We'll all get into PJs when she comes. Cozy. We'll all get into PJs. Yes, we'll all get into PJs. We'll all get into PJs when she comes. Cozy. Ew, gross. Hey, hi, whoa, back. Yee-haw! You'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Let's sing The Wheels on the Bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, oh, through the town. What else? Let's do the engine on the bus. The engine on the bus goes vroom, 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 vroom. The engine on the bus goes vroom, 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 all through the town. Oh, and the mamas on the bus, the mamas go shh. The mamas on the bus go shh, 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 shh. The mamas on the bus go shh, all through the town. And daddies go read, read, read. The daddies on the bus go read, read, read. Read, 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 read. The daddies on the bus go read, read, read. All through the town. And what else? Oh, the horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep. Yeah, the horn on the bus goes beep, 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 shut. Let's do this one really quietly. The doors on the bus quiet. The doors on the bus open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut all through town. And next, let's do the people on the bus go up and down really loudly. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down all through the town. And what else? Let's sing the lights on the bus go on and off, but let's sing it really slowly. The lights on the bus go on and off, on and off, on and off. The lights on the bus go on and off, all through the town. And let's sing the babies on the bus go wow, 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 really fast, like we're really unhappy babies. The babies on the bus go wow, 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 wow. The babies on the bus go wow, 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 all through the town. Let's do Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Now, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is a song that everybody knows, but there's more to it than most people usually say. So let's sing through it once and let's do something kind of fun with it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Great. Now, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star has a melody. It goes da 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 da. This is also the same melody to the song A B C D E F G, and also the same melody to Ba Ba Black Sheep, Have You Any Wool? It's all the same song. Grown-ups took this melody and they just kept using it over and over and over again for all these different songs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like a diamond in the sky. Yes, sir, 3 bags full. It's all the same. Same song. So we're going to try an experiment, and this is hard. This is hard for kids and hard for grown-ups. We're going to start singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and then I am going to switch. You guys are going to keep singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You all, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, you're all going to keep singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but I'm going to start singing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. See if you can stay on Twinkle, Twinkle while I sing the alphabet. I'll start with you and then I'll switch. Ready for this? Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? How'd it go? Did you mess up and did it make you laugh? I hope it made you laugh if you messed up. Failing well is one of the best things you can do in life. If you're going to fail, you might as well have a good time doing it. All right, I'm going to tell a story. This story comes from a place called Brazil. Now, if any of you know anything about Brazil and you're watching with someone, take a second now to tell them what you know about this country called Brazil. If any of you don't know anything about Brazil and you're watching, I can tell you a few things about Brazil. Brazil is a really big country in South America. It's got the Amazon rainforest, the biggest rainforest in the world in it. And there's a kind of music, a kind of jazz called bossa nova, which came from Brazil. It's really good music. There's other things too, but we'll stick with that for next. All right. This song is called, this story is called how she got her colors. You see, once upon a time, long, long ago, before any of the animals had colors, they were all gray and black and white. Goldfish weren't gold, foxes weren't red, jaguars weren't yellow, crocodiles weren't gray-green. They were all gray and black and white, all except one, the parrot. You see, the parrot was wise and she was kind and she had earned her colors. Now, one animal who had not earned her colors was the beetle. You see, the beetle was small and she was all shiny black all over. And she walked around the forest floor on her 6 legs, looking for food. The beetle was shy. Can you make a face that shows what it means to be shy? What does a shy animal look like? Yeah. The beetle was shy. She didn't like to talk to other animals. She didn't like when other animals talked to her. She liked to be left alone most of the time. Another animal who had not earned his colors was the rat. Now, the rat was not shy at all. The rat had tons of energy, and the rat loved running and talking and playing and jumping and laughing. Now, sometimes when the beetle was crawling around on the forest floor, the rat would come up to her and start talking. Hey, beetle, hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing? What you doing? You want to play? You want to run? You want to run? I run so fast. Come look. And the rat would run in circles and jump, and the beetle would just sit there quiet. She wouldn't say anything. Now, on good days for the beetle, after that, the rat would just run away. The beetle wouldn't say anything, and the rat would go and hang out with some other animals. But on bad days for the beetle, the rat wouldn't stop. He would just keep talking to the beetle, bugging her over and over. Hey, beetle, why aren't you talking? Why don't you want to do anything? Beetle, let's run, let's play. What? Why aren't you saying anything? And sometimes the rat would get frustrated. And sometimes the rat would get angry. And sometimes, if the rat got really angry, he would get mean. Now, one day, the rat was trying to get the beetle to play with him, trying to get the beetle to talk to him, and the beetle didn't say anything, and so the rat got frustrated, and the rat got angry, the rat got mean, and the rat said, oh, you're so slow, you're so boring, you're so quiet, why don't you say anything? Oh, no wonder you don't have any friends. And that hurt the beetle's feelings a lot. But lucky for the beetle, the rat and the beetle weren't alone. The parrot was up in the trees above them. And she flapped her beautiful colored wings and landed right down on the ground in between the rat and the beetle. And she turned to the rat and she said, Rat, why are you being so mean to this beetle? And the rat was kind of embarrassed because the parrot was a big deal, you know? And the rat was like, oh, I wasn't trying to be mean, it's just, she's so slow and she's so boring and she never said anything and the parrot said, oh, she's slow, is she? She's boring, is she? And the rat said, yeah! And the parrot said, I have an idea. How about we have a race from one side of the jungle to the other? And the winner of the race will get their colors. Now the rat thought this was a great idea. The rat said, a race? A running race? A race? A race between me and this tiny slow beetle? And the parrot said, mm-hmm. And the rat said, oh, when are we doing it? And the parrot said, tomorrow morning. And the rat said, great, I'll see you. And the rat ran off to get ready for the race. The beetle didn't say anything. She just looked up at the parrot, and the parrot looked down at her. Then the parrot spread her beautiful colored wings and flew. That night, the beetle couldn't sleep. She was nervous. She knew that all the animals of the forest would have heard about this race by tomorrow morning. She knew they were all going to be out there watching her. She knew that all the attention was going to be on her. And she was shy. So she didn't sleep all night. The rat got lots of sleep. The rat went home right after his conversation with the parrot. He had a healthy dinner. He exercised. He stretched. He got to bed early. He woke up in the morning ready to go. When he showed up at the starting line for the race, ooh, he was thrilled to be there. And he wasn't the only one. The monkeys and the birds had filled the trees to watch. The fish and the otters were right at the top of the water to watch. The insects were buzzing. Even the jaguar was there. And the beetle showed up, uncomfortable and shy. And the parrot flapped her beautiful wings and landed on the starting line. And she said, "The winner of this race will get their colors. Rat, are you ready?" "Oh, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready." "Beetle, are you ready?" "On your mark, get set, go." And the rat ran. He ran and ran and ran. He didn't take a break. He didn't go the wrong way. He didn't get distracted. He ran over rocks. He ran in between tree roots. He ran over tiny little streams. He ran around trees. He ran and ran until he was running so fast. Everything was blurry, and he was running and running and running. And then he saw the finish line, and he was going closer and getting closer and getting closer until he got to the finish line. And the beetle was already there. The beetle was already there. The beetle had beaten the rat. And the rat was totally confused. The rat said, you were, what? How did you beat me?" And the beetle said, "I flew." And the rat said, "You can fly?" And the beetle opened her shiny black shell. And out came two beautiful translucent wings that fluttered like a motor. And the beetle lifted off into the air. And the rat said, "What? Why didn't you tell me you could fly?" And the beetle said, "You never asked." And the parrot spread her beautiful wings and flapped down in between the two of them. And the parrot said, "Congratulations, beetle. You have won. You may choose whatever colors you wish." "What colors would you like, beetle?" And the beetle looked around at all the animals watching. The beetle looked up at the parrot with her beautiful colored feathers. And the beetle took a big breath and quietly said, "All of them, please." And that is why today, all over the world, there are beetles of every color you can imagine. The most beautiful colors in the rainbow. Golden green like sunshine coming through leaves. Silver blue like moonlight on the Amazon River at night. And that's how the beetle got her colors. All right, let's sing some more songs. Does anyone know the song "Down by the Bay"? "Down by the Bay" is a song that has rhymes. A rhyme is a word that has the same sound at the end of it as another word. Like time and rhyme, or hat and sat, or those are the only rhymes I can think of right now. I wish I could ask you all for some rhymes, but I can't because this is pre-recorded. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say. Did you ever see a mouse living in a house down by the bay, where the watermelons grow? Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say. Oh, did you ever see a fox wearing polka dotted socks down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say. Did you ever see a llama who voted for President Obama down by the bay, where the watermelons grow? Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say. Did you ever see an eel wearing 6-inch heels down by the bay, where the watermelons grow? Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say. Yeah. Did you ever see a dog who was sitting on a frog down by the bay? Let's sing Baby Shark. Come on, you know you love it. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt, do 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 do. Let's go hunt. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end. It's the end. But it's not the end of our time together, because I still have another story to tell. This story is an Iroquois story. Now, if you're with anyone who knows anything about the nations of the Iroquois, tell each other. For those of you who don't know anything about the Iroquois, I'll tell you simply this. The Iroquois is a name for many different peoples who used to live, and some who still live, around here. Upstate New York, Pennsylvania, people who lived here for a really long time, long before the rest of us got here. They have all kinds of great stories. And this is a story about a bear and a chipmunk. Now, long ago, before there were people here, the bear was the biggest, the strongest, the fastest, the smartest, most powerful animal in the whole forest. And she knew it. The bear would wander around the woods with her big bare paws and her big bare claws and her big bare head and her big bare back and her big bare voice, and she would brag as she walked. I'm the bear, she would say. I'm the biggest, I'm the strongest, I'm the smartest, I'm the fastest. There is nothing that I cannot do. Now, the other animals didn't like that the bear was bragging all the time, but she was the biggest, and she was the strongest, and she was the fastest, and maybe even the smartest. And all of the other animals were scared of her, so they just let the bear walk around talking about how great she was all the time. Except the chipmunk. The chipmunk was small, but she was smart too. And she didn't like that the bear was bragging so much. So one day, while the bear was walking around and she was bragging, she was saying, oh, I'm the biggest, I'm the strongest, there's nothing I cannot do. The little chipmunk ran up to the bear and she said, hey, bear. And the bear said, oh, tiny chipmunk, you're so small. I didn't even see you there. I almost stomped on you with my big bare paw and my big bare claw. And the chipmunk said, are you really the strongest and the farthest and the smartest and the fastest? Is there really nothing you cannot do? And the bear said, why, yes, little chipmunk, there is nothing I cannot do. And the chipmunk said, can you climb up this tree? And the chipmunk jumped onto the tree and started scurrying as fast as she could up the little tree. And the chipmunk was fast, but the bear was bigger, and the bear was faster. And the bear reached up her big bare arms and she climbed all the way to the top of the tree before the chipmunk could get there. And the bear said, you see, there is nothing I cannot do. And the chipmunk said, all right, bear, but can you swim? And the chipmunk jumped off the tree and landed in the lake and started swimming with her little feet. The bear laughed, ho, 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 and she leapt off the tree and landed in the lake. And she started swimming with her big bare arms. And the chipmunk said, bear, that was amazing. And the bear said, I know, there is nothing I cannot do. And the chipmunk said, can you run really fast? And the chipmunk swam to the edge of the lake and she ran as fast as her little feet could carry her. And she was fast, but the bear was faster. The bear ran, boom, 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 with her big bare paws and her big bare claws. And in no time, she was ahead of the chipmunk. She stopped, sat down, and laughed. Ho, 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 little chipmunk. I am the biggest. I'm the strongest. I'm the fastest. I'm the smartest. There is nothing I cannot do. And the chipmunk said, nothing. And the bear said, nothing. And the chipmunk said, nothing. And the bear said, nothing. And the chipmunk said, can you stop the sun from coming up in the morning? And the bear said, sure. Yeah. I'm the bear. I'm the biggest. I'm the strongest. I'm the smartest. I'm the fastest. There's nothing I cannot do. And the chipmunk said, show me. And the bear said, well, to stop the sun from rising in the morning, you have to climb to the top of the tallest mountain. It's a long walk. You have such little legs. And the chipmunk said, I'm not doing anything. Let's go. Let's go right now. And so the chipmunk and the bear began walking up to the top of the tallest mountain. So it's a long walk. And along the way, sometimes the chipmunk would get thirsty and she would stop by a stream and lap the water up with her tiny little tongue. And the bear would stand next to her and drop her big bare mouth into the water and lap up the water with a big bare tongue. And sometimes on the way up the mountain, the bear would get hungry and the bear would see a berry bush and she would stick her big bare nose into the berry bush and chomp on berries, and little berries would fall down and the chipmunk would pick them up and eat them. It was so long, it was such a long journey to get up to the top of the mountain that by the time they got there, the sun had set. It was night. The bear was tired from the journey and the chipmunk was exhausted. And the bear sat down on the top of the mountain with her big bare body. And then she lay down and she took a big bear yawn. and dropped off to sleep. And the chipmunk, well, it was cold up there, so the chipmunk nestled into the bear's warm fur. And she took a tiny chipmunk yawn, and she fell asleep, nestled against the bear. And if someone had walked past and seen the two of them sleeping, you would never have known that the chipmunk was playing a trick on the bear. You would have thought they were best friends. But no one did walk past. They slept soundly and quietly all night long. And just before the sun was going to rise, the chipmunk woke up. And she realized what time it was, because there was just the tiniest bit of light playing in the east. So she woke up the bear. Bear, bear, it's time. You're going to stop the sun from coming up in the morning, remember? And the bear gave a big bear yawn. Right, yes, of course I am. Of course I am. I will do this. And the bear, she stood up on her hind legs, and she put out her big bear paws with her big bear claws on her big bear arms, and she shouted, "Sun, do not rise!" And she turned to the chipmunk and said, "See, I did it." But just then, the tiniest little sliver of gold rose above the horizon, just the tiniest little bit of the sun. And the chipmunk said, I don't know, bear. Look, I think that's the sun. I think it's rising. I don't think you can stop it. And the bear said, oh, I can. And she put her feet firm on the ground. And she raised her big bear paws with her big bear claws, and she showed her big bear teeth, and she shouted, "Sun, do not rise!" But of course the sun kept rising. And now it wasn't just a little golden sliver over the horizon. Now it was half of the orange globe of the sun. And the bear shouted and screamed. She pounded the earth with her big bear paws and her big bear claws on her big bear arms. But nothing she could do would stop the sun from rising. And pretty soon the whole orange ball of the sun was up over the horizon. And the bear was tired. And the bear was embarrassed. And the bear was angry. And the chipmunk felt great. The chipmunk had tricked the bear. And she did something you should never do when someone is feeling like the bear was feeling, when someone is feeling frustrated and angry and embarrassed. She laughed at the bear. I knew you couldn't do it. I knew it. No one can stop the sun from rising in the morning. Come on, bear, come on. You can't do anything. There are things you cannot do. And then the chipmunk stopped because the bear had turned to her. And the bear was ever so quietly growling. And the chipmunk knew that when a bear is growling, you better run. So the chipmunk ran down the mountain. She ran as fast as she could on her teeny tiny chipmunk legs, but the bear was angry, and the bear was running behind her. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Her big bear paws with her big bear claws on her big bear arms, running after the chipmunk. The chipmunk was running. She was scurrying under logs, but the bear would smash the logs, and she was scurrying around trees, but the bear would knock the trees over. There was nowhere the chipmunk could hide, and the bear was getting closer and closer. And then the chipmunk saw a teeny tiny hole under a huge rock, a rock so big even the bear couldn't lift it. And she knew that if she could just get in the tiny hole, she'd be safe. And she was running, and she was getting closer, but the bear was running, and the bear was getting closer, and the chipmunk was getting closer, and the bear was getting closer to the chipmunk. And just as the chipmunk slid into the hole, the bear reached out her big bear arm with her big bear paw and her big bear claw, and she scratched 3 lines down the back of the chipmunk, just as the chipmunk got into the hole. Now the chipmunk was okay, but she looked at her back and realized she had 3 stripes down her back as a mark of the bear's anger. And that is why today chipmunks have 3 stripes running down their back. Okay, now that's the end of the story. That's not really why chipmunks have stripes. But when people saw chipmunks, they didn't know why the chipmunk had stripes, and so they made up a story as to why. Just like the beetle didn't really run a race against the rat. That's not why beetles have their colors, but it's a great story, isn't it? Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.